So we're about to make a cheesecake that's nutrient dense, full of protein, but tastes like the real deal. Hey guys, I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're making a cheesecake that's high in protein, low in calories, and still low in carbs. And before we get started, just make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more easy recipes just like this. Now for the ingredients, guys, these are literally super basic ingredients. We have our eggs that you probably already have on hand, some protein powder. I will leave the protein powder that I'm using linked in the description below, and then some cottage cheese. Now you can throw everything right into a blender. I have my little mini blender right now, so that's what we're gonna use. And we're gonna start by blending our cottage cheese. So we're gonna make this nice and smooth. Guys, I'm telling you, cottage cheese right now is like the new cauliflower. I don't know if you guys remember when cauliflower first came out, you could literally make everything. You can make hash brown, you can make rice, you can make, I mean, I've seen everything. So cottage cheese is definitely trending, and I've already made I've already made bread, I've made ice cream, I've made yogurt bark, and now we are clearly making cheesecake. So let's go ahead and get this nice and smooth, and then we are going to mix in the rest of our ingredients. Okay, now let's blend. That should be good. Let me see. Oh yeah, nice and creamy. Look at this texture, just so you know what you're looking for here. Very creamy, velvety, smooth. This is what's gonna give your cheesecake that creaminess, okay? So what we're gonna do is mix everything right into a big bowl. Honestly, it's just because I didn't wanna pull out my big blender. So what I did is I just blended the cottage cheese so it's nice and smooth, and now we'll just throw in the rest of our ingredients. So you can see that. For the cottage cheese, you can use low fat, you can use full fat. I haven't tried it with the fat free, but I'm sure it would turn out. Now, let's toss in our protein powder. So we're just using a vanilla flavored protein powder, but you can literally use whatever you have on hand. I mean, that will definitely add to the flavor. So if you use like a chocolate, then you're more than likely making kind of like a chocolate cheesecake. If you do strawberry, cookies and cream, whatever you do, just know that obviously that's the flavor profile that your cheesecake is gonna take on. Now we have our eggs. Everything right in. Oh no, there's a little shell. Okay, and now let's go ahead and give everything a good mix. Now this is why I'm telling you, you could have tossed everything into a big blender, and then obviously you don't have to, you can kind of skip this step. But we're gonna go ahead and just mix everything until it is nice and smooth. No chunks. It's almost gonna give you like that cake batter consistency. Now, obviously this cheesecake is bare minimum ingredients, just 3 ingredients. My protein powder is already sweetened. It's sweetened with stevia and monk fruit, and it also has vanilla. So that, we're making a vanilla cheesecake. If yours is unflavored or unsweetened, then you will definitely want to add vanilla and your sweetener of choice. You can add maple. It really just depends on what you typically use. But if you use coconut sugar, if you use maple syrup, or even like a sweetener like allulose, I personally, if I'm using a sweetener, I'm probably going with an allulose. But you can do monk fruit, you can do stevia, all of those will work. But again, the protein powder already has the sweetener, so that is what we're gonna roll with. So as you can see, it is nice and smooth. Right now it looks a little liquidy, but trust me, once it sets, it's gonna be perfect. So our cheesecake mixture's done. Now we have a baking dish. You can use silicone. Silicone is always super simple to pull out, like, you know, to cook your baked goods in. I'm gonna use this regular baking dish, spray a little bit of oil to hold down our parchment. That way, once it's baked, we can actually pull it out and let it cool. If not, it's just kind of a hassle, you know? And so this cheesecake here is a crustless cheesecake, which is why it's also gonna be just that much lower in carbs. but you can make a super, super quick 2-3 ingredient crust that's super low in carbs. I'll leave my traditional cheesecake video linked down below so that if you guys wanna make this but with a crust, you can use the recipe from that video. Super easy, super delicious. It tastes like a graham cracker crust. So we have that lined. Now spray a little more, just so nothing gets stuck. And let's pour right in. Beautiful. All right, guys, now just make sure that your oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and this is going in for about 30 minutes. All right, guys, so while our cheesecake is cooking, I wanna give Raycon a special thank you for sponsoring this part of the video. All right, guys, so if you've been following me on Instagram, you know that I've been using the Raycon Everyday Lifestyle earbuds for over 2 years. Now, this is their new fitness series. So they have these new headphones. They are super sleek, look really, really nice. They feel really high quality. They are a little different. These have a longer battery life. They have these really cool ear cushions just to kind of interchange. And it makes it really, really convenient because you could just toss them in the wash. Now their new fitness line has the 45-hour battery life. They are noise canceling and they're water resistant. These are specifically made for working out, but you can also use them when you travel or even at home, like to take Zoom meetings. It just makes it really convenient to be able to block out all the noise and not have all those distractions. Now, if you're not into the headphones, they also made the earbuds for the fitness line. They have all the same features. The only difference is that the earbuds have a 56-hour battery life. So, you know, 56, 45, but it just really depends on what you're going for. I feel like for working out, this might just, you know, might look really cute. It's also feels just really secure and comfortable. It's really just personal preference at this point. Not only do these look good and sound good, but they're also half the price of the leading brands out there. So right now, if you use the code BOOST, you'll get an additional 20% off plus free shipping on their fitness line. Whether you choose the headphones or the earbuds, you can get 20% off. But don't worry, I'll go ahead and leave everything linked in the description below. Now, let's go ahead and check on our cheesecake. Ooh, guys, this turned out perfect. Now we're gonna go ahead and let this cool. I cannot wait to show you the texture. All right, guys, so we let our cheesecake cool. This is why I love using parchment paper. As you can tell, it was very, very easy just to take it out of the baking dish. Now, of course, we made a crustless version, but it's very, very easy just to add a nice low-carb semi-graham crackery crust. Okay, so now there's only one thing left to do, and that is to cut, serve, and eat. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're trying to make this as even as possible. Now for toppings, guys, that is gonna be completely up to you. You can do fresh berries, you can eat as is, or even just like with a little whipped cream. That's the route we're gonna go. We're just doing a little whipped cream. I wanna show you the texture so you can see what your high protein cheesecake is gonna look like. And then we just got a 0 sugar whipped cream. Okay, and now this is how simple we are going to plate. But look at how beautiful that looks. I feel like it's the perfect portion, a little extra pizzazz with some whipped cream. I also love strawberries and blackberries and blueberries, all the berries. I would also top it with a few. I just don't have any on hand. So we're just gonna go with a little whipped cream. But let me just go right in for this. And as you can see, it set really nicely. It probably took about less than an hour and a half. I think it sets within the hour, but of course you can leave it overnight or whatever, and it's just gonna, you know, it's gonna be perfectly fine. So cheers. It's giving me very much like flan vibes. So It is nice and creamy, nice and dense. I feel like when you think of cheesecake, like I feel like you're looking for a specific texture where this actually hits it perfectly. Like it's nice and dense, but it's not too dense like a brownie or a cake. The flavor point is perfect. I'll leave everything that I use specifically in the description below, just so you guys know exactly what I use. So I do think that like the toppings are also gonna just take it to the next level. Like in this case, the whipped cream really just kind of ties all the flavor profiles that you are looking for in a cheesecake, if that makes sense. So guys, if you love cheesecake and you're looking for a healthier alternative, like in this case, this is a high protein, low carb, and low calorie cheesecake. Like, guys, there is nothing else out there that actually tastes like cheesecakes. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the recipe in the description below. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn your post notifications on so that you don't miss any of my future videos just like this. Guys, thanks so much for being here. I love you, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.